Good evening, Twitch. How you doing? It's Monday night. Hoping you have yourself a good start to your week. It is the week before Christmas. We have 7 days now until Christmas. Hopefully you have everything set up and ready to go. But I don't. But that's beside the point. But I was looking back at all the streams I've done for 2017, and I realized I looked back at Dauntless. And I didn't spend any time actually really playing Dauntless or showing Dauntless. I really only did like one hunt, and that was it. And I was very much in the mid-game. And I want to actually give Dauntless another showing. I feel like that would be a good. I wanted to demonstrate it better because now in the closed beta, there's now been a complete server wipe. So everyone's progress and inventories have been completely reset. Everyone's starting fresh. Again, I believe it's been up for about a week now since they started fresh, and they added the Warpike, they added a new weapon, and they added a new progression system since they're no longer going to be doing, I guess I don't want to simply say like a buy power sort of thing. I actually forgot what their actual progression system was. I know part of it was basically you could buy in-game currency. I don't know if they kept that or not, but it makes a huge difference. So let me boot up Dauntless here, and let's give it a shot. It might appear in 720p at first, but it always boots up that way. Assuming it apparently wants to populate and actually show itself. No, it doesn't want to show itself. That's fine. It's okay, Dauntless. I know you're shy. Yep. I don't know why it always starts up in 720p. Kind of weird. Welcome to the Dauntless Early Access. As a founding member of a community, your voice is key in shaping the future of the game. There will be rough areas, unfinished features, and other issues you may experience. We are passionate about working with the community to improve Dauntless. Please give us your feedback. I will. First things, of course, is our options, and strangely enough, all I have to do is actually click options, and boom, it just goes to 1920, 1080. Don't know why. And I love, actually, apparently, Apparently there's only one graphics setting, which is Epic. Excellent. We shall just keep it at Epic. Can be playing on the US server, and as you can see, early access. Click on the tutorial, and let's start the game.
Hello, and welcome to the Dauntless Closed Beta. From everyone here at Phoenix Labs, I wish to thank you for joining us on this journey.
I think I might get a a strike on this. Just for safety measures, I'm actually going to skip that.
Since launching our technical alpha, we've made vast improvements to Dauntless by working with players.
Oh, don't tell me the YouTube video didn't close.
Community. You're about to play an early access portion of the open beta coming in 2018.
Sorry, I am skipping that, but you can go to the Dauntless YouTube page. I believe Phoenix Labs is actually the developers of this game. And you can actually do that. And it did the one thing I feared the most. It actually has you, So, to create a character, what they actually do is you actually pick, two, different slayers. I'm still personally not a fan of this style. Just simply because of the way it actually, runs. Because it's more of an art style preference, like, and you can like it feels like to me it's you do actually have complete control. Want really defined features apparently. Totally pointy. And they do the customization in this is extremely deep. I will tell you that right now. And I mean really deep. Like, they actually do a really good job going over everything. Yeah, spiked. Looks like they added a lot more hairstyles too. Oh, create a character. The bane of my existence, because it always takes me forever. For now, let's not do spiked. Let's do feathered back, the one I did before. Use eye color. Eh. Just even outer iris, inner iris. I'm gonna regret this. You can, since this is a closed beta, you can change it a lot. You can change it much. You can change everything basically later on. You can have makeup on. That's a lot. That is a lot of makeup. That's a ton of makeup. That was a lot of makeup. Like I said, the customization is there, and it's really in depth, so you can really adjust things. I think if anything, it's just more of the art style that kind of makes, you know, it has the Dark Souls level of character customization, and that always kind of, it's a good thing, and it's always also a bad thing. Change body type. Right, change body type is male and female. Forgot about that. Alright, well, I'm not gonna keep this rushing too fast, so let's save our character here, and let's move on. I will be there all day if I don't just move on. Because I think, was it last time I tried doing streaming with Dark Souls 2, actually. Oof, that's actually going back a couple years. I actually, that took me like about 3 hours trying to get as close to Little Mac as possible. Thanks to, Otto Rainer. He actually really helped out. So, here we are. Welcome to the Shadow Isles. Hello, Slayer. Stranded by a mysterious aether storm, you must survive until rescue arrives. Search this small island for useful resources. These can provide crafting materials and useful supplies like potions. When you're ready, seek out and face the behemoth known as a Gnasher. Slay the Gnasher, and your airship will be able to return and rescue you. Use mouse and keyboard, or use the gamepad to play this game. For now, I'm going to use the gamepad. You can hold select, and you can actually see... Ooh, this actually is a little bit nicer now. Sword, land attack. So, heavy attack, light attack. Shows all its combos. Ooh, what's this? Increase attack speed and damage. Q is overdrive. I don't know what Q is supposed to be. Unleash an aetheric projectile. Swords are adept at severing behemoth tails. Interesting. I'm trying to remember what our controls are. It has been a while here. Ooh, that's a whole different setup. I don't think they have controls for the gamepad yet completely set up. For now, let's go. New adventure. And I'm trying to remember what the run button is. Right, that's that. Nope, that's that. That's roll. That uses our stamina. But there's a sheath button. There's that. That used my lantern. Right, the lantern will... The first lantern you get leads you to where the, points to where the Gnasher is. Come on. So... I don't really have much Monster Hunter experience when it comes to these type of games. My only real experience in playing Monster Hunter games right now is primarily, well, primarily this game, actually. Like, I have tried, I did get to try out this button. It's R2. I did try out, Monster Hunter... World when I was at the PlayStation Experience, but tried like the hardest boss and wasn't really all that I guess helpful, because they really like let's be honest, that demo at the PlayStation Experience, and probably for those playing at home, was really set up for people at home. And there is our little Nasher. I wonder, do they still have... Nope, no control. Number system, though. That'd be nice. And I am messing up the A and B button. So this is actually the first boss you actually run into in this game. Nasher. The swords are good at picking off tails. I should have dodged that. Let me actually take a look here. 1 second. Y, X. Okay. I want to just try some of the combos out. If I could actually get... I need to fix the difference between my roll button and, roll button and X. Or my roll and jump button. I really do, because I'm messing this up. Surprised I dodged it. Diffuse essence? Interesting. I'm actually surprised I was able to cut off his tail. Man, it's been ages. It's been a while since I've actually played this. Oh, okay. That's... Oh, right. Interesting. So with the swords, you actually build up a special meter. I completely forgot about that. So each weapon in this game will have a special combat system. You kind of have to learn about it as you go. It's still beta, and everything can change. Let's see. I am really mixing up all my buttons. Okay, that apparently is that's a lob. I'm so used to the chain blades. That is literally all I used during the entire beta. Or the first part of the beta. Thank you. Surprised that didn't hit me. There we go. Rogue Nasher slain. Seven minutes, 48 seconds. I still think the tutorial they could show a little bit better. Like, the gamepad controls definitely need to be shown. What's this diffuse essence? This is going to be a lot of things I'm going to be having to relearn. And we have a little bit of text overlay, too. Because as with any server wipe, everything starts anew. And I really kind of want to try and focus more on doing the quests, doing the hunts this time around, than simply just talking about the game. Because that's really what I did during my last time I streamed this. Before the server wipe, I really just focused on what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, how the game is played. You know, basically the feedback for that point of time during the beta. Or during that time, during the closed beta. I believe I was playing... Actually, wow, it's been so long I was playing during the Halloween time. Welcome to Ramsgate. Meet the Bosun. This is Ramsgate, the tip of the spear in the battle against the behemoths. Here you will meet other players, prepare hunts, and explore a variety of quests and stories. Begin your first quest by speaking to Bosun Marcus Boer. Look for a character with a question mark over their head. He will be waiting for you in Ramsgate Plaza. If you see a character with an exclamation point over their head, that means they have a new quest for you. If you get lost, look to the compass at the top of your screen to help guide you to your next quest or objective. So I had to basically kind of readjust.
Something to say?
So, hello, Bosun. A good hunt.
This beast down.
Bet you're glad on solid ground. You saved Cat's life and enslaved her. Wait, I saved Cat's life? Who is Cat? I didn't see anyone else with me. I don't doubt you'll be a full-blown slayer soon, so you'd better check in with Cat. She's eager to talk to you. Speak with Katarine Sorel. Alright.
Keep your footing.
And I believe Cat is actually right here.
Got some news? Those behemoths won't slay themselves. Sounds like it was quite a hunt.
Good time you made it back in one piece. Oh, you want. Remember, slayers work best as a team. Now that's one out of the way, we need to talk, Rook. Guess that's Rookie.
Slayer's work never ends.
You've reached the first Slayer rank with that victory. Want to increase your rank? Slay more behemoths to earn more Slayer experience. Ranks are a crucial measure of your abilities. You've heard of the Slayers Council. Veteran Slayers who offer guidance, coordination, and logistics for independent operators like us. Council assign ranks to Slayers according to experience and skill, relying on the Slayers' mentors to judge when one of their students reaches a new rank. Why do Slayers allow ourselves to be ranked? Because it's smart to know the capabilities of those you're fighting alongside, and it helps ensure Slayers are hunting where they'll do the most good. Open your loadout and you'll see your current rank progress.
Couldn't have done it better myself.
You did well out there, but your gear took a beating. Good thing the weaponsmith owes me a favor. Go talk to Wills Borman at the Borman Smithy.
Watch your back.
Okay, that's always been one of my bugbears, is like it does double inputs. So I don't know where I could see loadout maybe? No, loadout's all my gear. Let's see actually. System, that's the banner. Hang on a second, we need to fix that. Ah, I only have one color. Actually, apparently I only have two colors. That's a little disappointing. Well, at least they kept me with the harvest one. Style. You can have custom titles, journal, social, store. What's this? I'm actually curious. Ah, so they actually... So this is basically their in-game currency. So this is where you can actually use real money to buy... buy your in-game stuff. All purchases are not refundable if used in-game, so... That, I guess, is going to be part of their strategy. And apparently I'm going to have to switch over to my mouse for a second. There we go. Okay. Nice, it's still in beta. I'm going to be very forgiving about a lot of things when playing this.
My favorite Slayer. Don't tell the others.
Wills Borman, the weaponsmith.
You have made Wills very happy.
Recruit a pledge. Wow, he sounds completely different than the way he did during the last time I played. Recruit a pleasure to see, but I cannot say the same about those poor battered weapons. Fortunately, our friend Katerin sent word and partial payment ahead.
You want work, yes?
My friend, your weapons have seen some use. Let us give them some attention. Improve the balance, sharpen the edges. I definitely can give these an upgrade. Enter the crafting interface to at least upgrade one weapon.
Give
So
those behemoths a
that's-
taste of Ostian quality.
hopefully this actually responds. There we go. So there was one. So originally there was the swords, axes, chain blades, which is what I actually used. But I think for now, I want to actually try the war pike. So as we go along, we'll be able to make a lot more weapons. Because I don't know, I haven't tried the war pike. I want to try the war pike, and this is actually one of the things you can do. You can upgrade your weapons, and they'll be able to do more damage. And if you scroll over with your mouse, you can actually see what they actually cost here. So notes, common currency of the Shattered Isle. I've never seen that before. And then Sheltered Frontier Arcanite. A raw form of Arcanite gained by hunting behemoths in the Sheltered Frontier. So that's something that you'll get just by
That's
hunting
my
behemoths.
You're a sight for sore Ostian. Look who has returned.
Not true, Ostian Craft, but I did my best to improve this crude metalwork. It'll do until we can forge you some new weapons. Hey, how's it going, Ravi? How are you doing tonight? We're just streaming this game. Very nice. I didn't know you... Did you buy into the, closed beta, or you were able to get... Or did Phoenix Labs send you a key? Like, the only reason I got into the closed beta here is... Phoenix Lab was having a meet and greet at TwitchCon, and I headed on over there, and they gave me a code. It was a gift. Excellent. That's a good holiday gift. I recommend you try them on such targets such as the Rogue Nasher.
Time to put my weapons to good use.
Now your weapons far outshine your battered armor recruit. Have you spoken with our friend the Armorsmith about that? Moira, see, I've actually played and got pretty far back with back during the previous one, so that's not the right button. Let's see. How? I'm trying to figure out how to navigate. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna try the war pike here, since that's actually our new weapon. What you gonna see here? War pike lands attacks to build special meter. Pierce and wound behemoths enable parts to enable damage bonuses. Okay. Repeatedly stationary attacks that can wound behemoths parts. Forward moving attacks that rapidly build special meter. Right button and Q. Kind of a mix between the keyboard. Hold down to bear on your target, then release something. Hang up. A friend of mine was having a raffle for a copy of this game. Very nice. Very nice.
A fine day to you.
Oh my god, even Moira sounds different.
You aren't too bad at this.
Look what the Nasher Dragon. I say that based on the chew marks on your armor. But I can do something about that.
This won't be easy.
That's a family friend. Have upgrades that armor. So, we just need to upgrade one piece of armor.
Over here. A fine day to you.
So, I could just... Let's just grab the chest piece here. We can actually just do one upgrade. We can actually upgrade all our pieces of armor if we want, but I'm not really that worried about it.
I like your style. Oh, hey, Slayer. This wasn't too tricky, I hope.
There you are. It still doesn't have the style durability of behemoth armor, but it'll protect you a damn sight better than before. I guarantee it.
Now, here's what I need you to do.
By the way, there's a new arrival in town looking for you. Some kind of scholar here to study behemoths. You seem keen to talk to the rookie who took a rogue Nasher solo. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. I'm very much a solo type of player. Oh, they're bringing you over here first, huh? That's actually nice.
Glad you're here.
Dr. Priani.
You're very good at this.
Must be the Slayer recruit I've heard so much about. The name's Priani. Dr. Shayed Priani. You can call me Doctor. Alright, Doctor. I run Ori School for Behemoth Studies, which is a fancy way of saying I want to find out how behemoths evolve and thrive, so we can more efficiently end their threat. That's why I want to talk to you. Your mentor indicated that you will be patrolling the Sheltered Frontier soon, and I need raw data.
Ready for a challenge?
I will not mince words with you, recruit. I did not join the Ori or found the Behemoth School to better emphasize with these creatures or to make peace with them. I'm interested in one thing only, learning enough about these monstrous beasts to end their threat to humanity once and for all. One thing is clear, behemoth populations are on the rise and we have no real idea why. For to determine the reason, I need a broad set of data points. As you patrol the sheltered frontier, I want you to hunt and slay at least one of each type of rogue behemoth that has been reported there. When you have accomplished this, report your findings to Katerine Sorel. She'll assess what's relevant and send it along to me.
Let's talk again soon.
Yeah, but I played a good deal of this game, like, offline for a while when I, like... It took a little while, actually, post-TwitchCon before I finally was able to take, like, an actual big bite into this game.
Stop by when you have the chance. Resetting sail soon? Heard about
Medical
some
necessities. I won't lie, recruit, it's dangerous out there and only getting worse. Just the other day, we lost an entire shipload of recruits like you. Cat's still dealing with it. Anyway, I've been holding onto these for you. One is a miraculous little concoction we amateur alchemists like to call a revive stim. Use this to recover when a behemoth knocks you down for the count. It'll patch you up and get you back on your feet. And this is a stamina potion. Pretty simple, really. When you're fighting a behemoth and feel you don't have an ounce of energy left, one of these will get you back in the game. For a bit, anyway.
That was impressive.
You run out, bring me the ingredients to make more of them, and I'll set you up. Be careful, some rookies go through these things like candy. Indeed they do. Put these at the loadout. They'll be on the warpath of these lost recruits.
That'll be all then.
Like, I'm just pressing the B button once, and it'll just instantly, take it away. So... I actually knew how... If I knew what I was doing, apparently. There we go. So, offense potions, which are stamina. Okay, so you do have to do a little bit more selecting around. Simple revive stim. Apparently we get 3 of them. You can only bring 1 at a time. Your flare is always going to be, flare. So you can actually signify, which one, like, what design you actually want. I forgot what the actual cost is. Air support is very much what it says. It kind of supports your, team. It could do things like, identify where, items are on the map or resources they can actually gather and collect. Because that's what you'll be primarily be doing as you play this game. It's really, you want to spend a lot of time actually gathering resources and then focus on doing your hunts. Because if you rush and just do your hunts, you're going to find yourself to be very lacking in, materials and stuff to make potions, to make other items and such. Because this game is not simply just about monster hunting. And it seems like a lot of, it's like Monster Hunter has the same sort of deal. It's like you're really just going to spend time doing a lot of gathering and then you be hunting.
Ready for a challenge?
I won't lose another airship to sudden attack. Not one more settlement or outpost is going to burn without payback. That's why I'm coordinating Ramsgate's response to the Behemoth Surge. You've proven yourself able to stand out on your own. Now I need to see if you can really lead. With the veteran slayers deployed beyond the frontier, Ramsgate needs capable rookies to pick up the slack. Gather a team of slayers and patrol the sheltered frontier. Once you've seen what we're up against, check in and we'll talk long-term strategies. Gather 3 wayfind markers by slaying behemoths on patrol hunts in the sheltered frontier. I have no idea what she means by that. Okay. This is completely new. So now you actually choose what region you actually want. Originally, you actually just simply chose what monster you want to hunt. Hunt in the Sheltered Frontier. This region is very close to Ramsgate and is filled with less mature rogue behemoths. Rogues on these islands include the Nashor, Embermane, Drask, Shrike, and Charog species. Interesting. I'm actually surprised they added the Drask and the Embermane actually is probably the biggest shock for me. Complete 2 patrols in the Sheltered Frontier to unlock another pursuit hunt. You have to do 2 random monsters before you can choose a specific monster. I remember reading that vaguely in... What the... There we go. Okay. Patrol the Sheltered Frontier. Alright, might need to... So I can do private hunt, Or I could hunt with the party. I think for now we'll just hunt with the party since the quest actually says we need to do it with the party. I think that's what it says. What it should be. And there's probably going to be a lot of people playing the closed beta here. That's a little interesting, throwing a bit of RNG. I don't know how to feel about that yet, just simply because... yeah, I'm ready. Alright, sure, fine. I'm okay with hunting solo. Never had a problem with that. That was actually new, a little bit of a lobby system. It used to just simply throw you in with, a couple of the people. I guess it does, like, if one person readies and you're the only person in the room, it closes it off. Kind of interesting. A little surprised it doesn't have, like, an instant, like, doesn't wait for at least another person. Let's see. Make the way to skip this. No, they did not. I do remember the type of material you would get from these things would always be different based on, always be based on the, what do you call it? The region you were in. So, let's actually try this out here. Okay, so... Physical strength is multiplied by current meter position. Interesting. Hold directional input to perform a short side hop. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, see. Okay, so it literally is a very short hop. Wow, that is really over the top for something like that. But each also region within, I guess you would say, might be the best way to say it. What would be the best way to say it? Each area you go to, like a frozen wasteland, a forest, or a desert, those were the 3 that were in the beta, were really dependent on what you actually, what you would get from the area. Thankfully, also to my knowledge, there still is no fall damage, but better safe than sorry for now. Also, probably also a good idea to sheath your weapon. Just because, as long as you have your weapon sheathed, you have unlimited stamina. And you'll also regen it. Makes things a whole lot easier, I'll tell you that much. And I am already missing my, chain blades. I literally only used the chain blades during the beta. During that phase of the closed beta. Also, really important, the Aether Wisps. Anytime you see an Aether Wisp, stop for them. I guarantee you will be saving yourself a lot of trouble in the future by getting those. And also looks like they actually made the gathering part a lot faster. That is actually a nice improvement, but I do notice they also put like only one resource on each node. Which might be the case. Yep, one resource per node. That's... I have mixed feelings about that. Because you could be running around quite a bit for a lot of resources, because getting resources to make your weapons and such could take quite some time. It can be a very time-consuming process. Especially now that you actually have more of a limitation on what you could specifically hunt. Because, for better or for worse, before the wipe, there was pretty... Like, I learned it a little too late. You know, this game, kind of like a lot of other games, is very much like a wiki game. You know, like Warframe and such, or, you try and learn a lot more about a game. and trying to actually learn what weapons would actually be best. Because a lot of players who played during that time of the closed beta never really got anywhere, and it was very obvious because they would obsess with hunting like that one monster because they wanted like complete a set of armor, but there was no benefit to it, and the amount of like damage upgrades and such you would get from the weapons weren't all that substantive. So it made a really big difference, like, you know, for the people who actually progressed and actually got not really got good at the game, but just the simple act of progression, compared to people who, you know, just got caught up with just hunting a Nashor over and over and over again. And it showed. It really did show. And it took me a while. It even took me a while to figure that out too. Basically, that's the reason why I'm hunting. I'm actually just attacking all these goats ahead of time. I don't even know what they actually accurately call them. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you also do have the standard timer. But it's worth the time to actually go off and do all this stuff. Because even if you fail, you'll still have something. And yep, I was right, we're fighting a Shrike. Well, you're not killing them, you're just skinning them. Just think of it as skinning them. I would be surprised if I pulled the Shrike. I would be very surprised if I pulled it. Let's see. Because the more gathering you do, the better off you'll be in the future. I probably would say focus more on just finding the Aether Wisps and making sure you can always make the potions you want. Same thing, just focus on like getting the ore and such. Unless they change all the recipes, which is a possibility. It's very much a possibility they changed all the recipes. And I also completely forgot what button the lantern was for. You cut their hoof off, what do you call that? I refuse to respond to that answer. You are correct, we are actually collecting this. Sometimes we're collecting their hooves. Look, those animals are a very resilient species. Compared to the somewhat extinction of the human race, being stuck on these floating islands. You knock them down and they get back up again. Look, they may be like Namekian hooves. You're on controller, you know that why... Actually, that's a good question. Actually, I can try that right now. R2, or L2. L2 is the answer. Because the first lantern you get basically says, hey, here's where the, here's where your enemy is. Also, what's a huge change is actually the numbers. A very tiny... That's a very tiny Shrike. I am so not used to a tiny Shrike. Oh, I'm not gonna enjoy the dives. I need to actually gain my stamina. You gonna do a charge at me? No, you're not. Okay, that's fine. God, everything just... This is moving so slow. Nope. Let's see, what's that combo again? Y. Okay, so it literally is just as simple as can be. Oh, the entire thing is the combo. Okay, that works. Did I not collect a charge to my spear? No. For now. Oh, this. Okay, I see. The meter drains. Oh, okay. It does also store block. Interesting. I think this was the button. It's a super slow. I'm still surprised there's no, what do you call it? That's the sheath button. I have still, like, there's no camera lock button. Oh, you just did that to yourself. Oh. What? Okay. So I guess it's a Warpike is like it has a gun option. There we go. Okay. They can just charge it up and shoot it. That's actually kind of cool. I bet that's probably how you would actually stun the enemies. Oh, I'm a little surprised. Okay, so you actually just charge it with L1 and use it with or R1 and store the rest of it in you fire it with R2. The meter resets when you take the meter just kind of decreases naturally too. I'm actually gonna wait for my stamina to go up again. I'm so not used to not having my armor. I feel naked. That's effectively what I'm saying. I see. So also the quality or the strength of the shot is also dependent on it. Oh, interesting. So he's also glowing. I'm guessing that's probably where he's wounded. Unless it's the breaking point, which I would be surprised. And off he goes. I would think that you'd want to do a different color coding system other than like a blue and gray. Wonder if I can... I didn't want to fire it, but okay, whatever. I don't know how to feel about the Warpike right now. I mean, I like spears. I'm a huge fan of spears. But I might be currently spoiled or just used to... I'm being conservative. Nope. Yeah, that feels like a little... Wow, that did not go anywhere near where I wanted to fire. Oh. Okay. I have no idea how this Warpike's meant to work. Also, I'm surprised the Shrike is tripping on itself. It could be the weapon. Like, they're trying to assign each of the weapons to do their own specific thing. I also just noticed the decrease in the meter reset. Right, I probably should wait for my stamina to actually to recharge. Oh, yep, I can just walk. Oh. Oh, that was painful. Well, whoop. Don't worry, slowly getting it. I'm very slowly starting to understand this. Wow, I'm actually surprised that hit me. Yeah, give me a second, I want to actually get that. So I guess the Warpike's not... Oh, there we go. Shoot, where'd it go? Ah, crap, where'd the item go? I guess it auto-picked up. I'm actually going to take a look at each of the weapons and see what they now say. Because a lot of people use the chain blades, because the chain blades were just... they were fast, they were great. They weren't... They also gave you the most mobility as well. That was fine. That was average. That's also new, this whole Slayer rank. Frontier Corps, Champion, 20%. Interesting. You used to also get cores from every hunt originally. They nerfed the chain blades damage. Makes sense, but I wonder by how much. According to my friend, I wouldn't know for sure. I'll have to take a look. I would assume the starting damage of every single weapon would be the same at the baseline, because if you're going to let your players experience the content fresh, you're not going to instantly say, like, have the chain blades be at 60 damage while the rest are at 90. Like, you want people to figure out what playstyle they prefer. That's the most important part. I think you'll probably see more differences as they go on. So, patrol duty. Objectives. Gather Wayfinder Mark. Complete. Form a hunting party and set sail to hunt the Rogue Drask, Rogue Evermane, and Rogue Cherog. And reward is notes. Interesting. That might be the new thing you'll have to farm to actually to upgrade your gear. So why don't we take a look here and see here. So let's actually start with hammers. Let's equip the hammers, and we'll hold select. And that is a lot of combos the hammer has. Holy crap. Yeah, there used to not be a money system in this game. It'll be interesting to see if there's a limitation on money, or how you can acquire money aside from quests. Horizontal hammers, that's a big one. That's a big list. Right button, reload a single shell immediately following a hammer strike. During a strike, after the damage. Consume a single cell to empower the next hammer strike. During a strike, before the damage. Let's see here. A Behemoth Staggering Team Play Specialist. Okay, so that staggers the Behemoth. That's actually a pretty nice thing. Because originally, all of the weapons didn't really do anything. They had their own playstyle. That was the thing that made everything stand out. Was each weapon had their own playstyle, but they all more or less kind of did the same thing. Like if you want to actually stagger an enemy, you would need, you would actually need to attack the enemy at a very specific time, usually with a heavy attack. So Y is always going to be your heavy attack. X is always your light attack. Oh, the hammers were shotguns already, before. So, that's the hammers. Let's actually take a look at some of the other... Let's take a look at the axes. Axes were what I saw like a charge attack. Deal immense damage to parts and stagger behemoths with these. Okay, so kind of a middle ground sort of deal. That's, if anything, probably the most important thing is the parts. Let's see, lends charge attacks to build special meter. Yep, okay. So, powerful stationary attacks can be held in charge. Versatile attack can be held in charge. Yep, so Axe didn't really change the same. Axe special. An Aether-powered overslam that grants a temporary stackable damage buff on hit. Interesting. Alright. And we can take a look at swords again, just for the sake of showing it. So, Aethic Burst, temporary increase in attack speed and damage. And Unleash a projectile. Interesting. Requires a full special meter, okay. Unleash an Aetheric projectile, temporarily increase speed. Okay, so basically the Q there is also supposed to be right button as well. And that's meant to be good at severing behemoth tails. Interesting. Chain Blades, my personal favorite. That just because people told me it's like, yeah, you want to try the Chain Blades if you're going for a fast attack type. So, deal damage to build special meter, cutting weapon with speed and agility. Seems like not much has changed. Attack combos are the same. Yeah, so the Q there is also just meant to be right button as well. Because you could pull yourself close to your enemy and then also knock yourself away, which is really nice. As for damage, though, yep, they're all the same. 80, 80. Okay, that's actually good. I think the Warpike's the only one that's different because we upgraded it by 1. If anything, I think I'll actually... I want to try the my Chain Blades. I want to see how that goes. So, it looks like we don't really have anything to do right now. Let's see... Yep, okay. We'll just do another hunt, then. I'll hunt the frontier. Let's hunt with the party. And we'll see what happens. I'm not specifically saying, like, you know, Chain Blades are the best, because the one thing I think a game like this probably would need is allowing people to enjoy a varied playstyle and have each person have a weapon to bring something different to the table. Like a person bringing a hammer could stagger enemies, or an axe to break the parts, because that's simply going to be one of the most important things, is just simply being able to break off the parts, because that was the big thing that later on in the mid game and late game that a lot of people had trouble with, was actually breaking parts off the behemoths, because you actually had to break the parts off twice to get very specific parts. And they both left. How lovely. Also, I saw that, Robbie. I don't know if you're still in there, but hey. Yeah, it's... I kind of think they launched their closed beta maybe a little too early. Because for a game like this... Yep, there you are, Robbie. Because a game like this really has... I guess if anything, it's most games nowadays. Like, you're really fighting for attention, and if you can actually cultivate that that player base fast enough. And that's the huge important part, is being able to actually cultivate that player base. You can always have a group of people to play your game with. And they're definitely going for the free-to-play group. Big desert. I see something here. Is that just normal? Nope. Okay, so they definitely changed what minerals look like. Doesn't look like they changed the islands too much. And someone already found the behemoth. How lovely. Good for them. I'm not worried about that. Guessing that's an aether. Yes, it is. A lot more of an immediate response to gathering these aethers. There we go. But yeah, the gathering is easily the most important thing you could do. I mean, obviously you do want a successful hunt, but still. Able to make potions, able to actually make a lot of ingredients for armors and such. You'll need all this stuff. Like, you'll definitely want to spend a lot of time. Particularly, like I said, gather the leathers and the metals. If you need potions, then you obviously need to gather the herbs. I don't know if they changed that, but I doubt they would. But I would definitely recommend, if you are trying to progress, you might want to look up the wiki as well. I don't know how much has changed, but I doubt it's changed too much. Because I think, if anything, one of the more important parts was actually, was the monetary system, monetization system, was one thing they definitely changed for the better. At least to my knowledge. I'm trying to remember what exactly... I didn't look too deep in how, like, what actual money you had to spend in this game. Ah, Charog. That's actually very interesting. Come here, you. Nope. And someone else already engaged the Charog. Okay, that's fine. You can have fun with it. Unless I did. Probably me. You don't look like you're attacking. No, you're attacking someone. See, this is why I don't just instantly jump into battle. Like I said, the farming's important. You need to do that. There's plenty of time to kill the monster. Plus, I also need to remember what the heck my combos are. Especially when you see metal. Here you guys are fighting for your life. And all I'm doing is walking back and smelling the flowers. I am a terrible streamer. Don't blame me, this is how the game's meant to be played. Well, maybe not meant to. But still, the gathering's important. I can't stress that enough. Especially if you can't actually make any more potions or revive items. Alrighty, where the heck are you? There was a Charog here. Alright, the Charog moved over there. It already... Wow, someone just simply engaged it immediately. Yeah, I'm done gathering my loot, so I'm just gonna keep fighting. Let's see. How do... Been a while since I've studied your attack patterns. Alright, well... Really? You're... Alright. I'm really bad at this, actually. Oh! Right, the Chain Blades has a super dash. I forgot about that. Okay, right, I have to hold the Y button. Oh! Oh, they made that cleaner. I'm surprised, actually, they have the numbers. The numbers appearing for everyone. I also do remember they were supposed to have, like, different types of, the weapon damage. Like, the hammers, smashing, chain blades was all, like, piercing. Ah, you lovely chain blades. Wow, you had... Wow, those... Right, Rogue Cherogs were really for the solo. They didn't have much health. I'm actually curious if they... Like, one part about this game is... Are they going to make this game... more based on... People, like, is it going to make a game friendly to solo players? Because as the hunts moved on, it became more difficult to actually, I guess say, to actually solo the content. You know, the monsters would just give no room for reprieve or anything like that. Like, and it was also more difficult to actually stun the enemies as well. So I'm very curious, like, how they're actually going to handle that. If that's their direction, or if they're going to really just focus on making this a team-based game. Like, how is it actually going to stand out from being Monster Hunter, like Monster Hunter World specifically? Like, that, if anything, is kind of their competition. But I easily see right now, after playing Monster Hunter World, and trying to end this game, it's easy to see, like, this seems to be a lot more approachable. It seems to be a lot more newbie-friendly than the others. Or than Monster Hunter World. Like, you have to, if you're playing Monster Hunter World, obviously you play it long enough, you're gonna get the ropes. But it's gonna take a while. Let's see here. So, former hunting party, a Drask and an Embermane. Okay. Gonna... I'm actually surprised Drask is up there. There we go. There we go. I just like the chain blades. Like, it doesn't really feel like the damage got reduced, but the numbers are certainly a lot smaller. Like, I think if anything, you bring a chain blade player for just doing damage. Like, they're just raw damage. They're not meant to, like, cut off or stun or anything like that. At least from the outset. I would like to know, like, I still would have to test it with each of the enemies, like, because enemies would have very specific attacks, and what you used to be able to do is do, like, a heavy attack, and that would cause them to stagger, or stumble, or trip, and basically fall apart, allowing you to do even more damage. But if the chain blades, or, actually that's the other thing, if weapon damage types exist, like, there might be enemies that are weaker to some weapons than others, like slashing versus piercing, and that sort of deal. But a lot of this right now, like, it's really just kind of... It's hard to see. It's all under the hood. I also wish I knew how to skip this. It would honestly be nice to kind of have the option to do, like, a team vote and skip just skip this whole thing, but I know why it does it. It loads it, it shows who you're playing with, and that sort of deal. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time customizing characters. Oh, okay, that works for me. Didn't expect to actually grab that right away. Also, I noticed they did using new music too. Fuck, that always happens. Because it used to be you gather like 2 or 3 of these, and then you would actually move on. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna find anything up there. Yep, there's the Drask. Ah, it was the same enemy. Or same goat. I wonder if they actually made any new recipes. It always used to be if like one person in your team would hit the enemies, they would actually allow everyone to pick it up. I wonder if they made it like a personalized loot system now. The heck is that thing? Obviously something I can pick up. Swamp crest? Interesting. I definitely see they added a lot more things you could pick up, though. At least for plants. Still made the ores a lot more rare. Or more rare. Guess if you gather an Aether Wisp, you go faster. God's sakes. Okay, I've picked up all those. I'm just beating up all the goats for no reason. I think if you're definitely looking for more, like, veteran monster hunting experience, right now Monster Hunter World is where you want to go, but that's gonna be a steep learning curve. It kind of felt cumbersome as I played it, but a lot of these games, with their control setup and stuff, always feel cumbersome at the start. And you slowly kind of find where you're, what you're used to. Or a very specific playstyle you like. Got all of you. That's a lot more goats. It's the metals I'm surprised I'm not getting a lot of right now. That's the thing that worries me, because getting metal was still one of the big things you had to worry about. I'm not afraid of actually getting the animal hide. Okay. Alrighty. That's probably good enough. Oh, wait, there we go. I'm used to just scaling the mountain, because that's where they always put the items. Or put the ores, I should say. There's Wisp. Nothing. Okay. I'm just gonna start fighting this guy now, because I don't... Oh, nope, there's one more. One more. It's always that... Oh, there's always that one left. Yoink. Alright. Now, let's try and fight this guy. I could actually climb up. Hopefully they made the climbing a little bit better. There's an Aether. Alright, yeah. A Rogue Drask shouldn't be too hard to kill. It'll be fast, but it shouldn't be too hard to kill. Whoop. Do your dash. Of course. Let's not get greedy. That is the shortest dash cycle I've ever seen. This is a really bad spot. Yeah, you can't stagger him anymore the way you used to. That's a little disappointing. There we go. Also, having to actually physically pick up the diffuse essence, that's another thing I'm very skeptical on. And off you go. What the heck? Oh, that's just a plant. Really? Wow, okay. Wow, he likes you. I need to get my stamina up. I'm still surprised they haven't put a, like, centered camera button. Yeah, that used to stagger, the Ember mains. But something tells me they're not gonna allow that anymore. Yeah, so they're gonna make it more reliable, like, reliant on your teammates to do, or different, or it's not gonna be the weapon, or the... It has to be the weapon. It's no longer gonna be, like, can you actually time the attacks right? And that kinda sucks. There we go. This part I'm not a huge fan of, honestly. Like, the... having to pick up the diffuse essence. Hopefully they'll put in the Oops. Hello, skipping. Yeah, no, then it's no longer play, like, by playing smart. Which is a little disappointing, honestly. Really? That's what gets me? I remember you used to be able to, like, hunt a lot of rogue... Like, the Drask weapons actually were considered the best. For, quite some time. Wow, they really need to fix the model on that face. Your right eye is just bulging out. Like, it's always a balance having to deal with a lot of that stuff. If you are going to reward smart plays, or skilled play, or smart play, and... they can rely, they both can, you know, overlap very easily, or they could be one and the same. But in this situation, this is a situation where skilled players kind of take a back seat to people who are playing smarter, because now it seems like it might just be the weapon you bring into the Monster Hunter becomes more important than the actual skill, because if you can't stun your enemy or stagger the behemoth, it's going to have a big impact on how people actually play this game. Because the reason why Chain Blades was so popular, it's like, okay, if you could just land your heavy attack, and this applied to all of them, but Chain Blades had the least amount of risk, you would actually be a lot better off. Just simply because of the range. It would still be hard to pull off. You still have to actually, you know, get a certain level of skill to actually do everything, but, like I said, makes a huge difference. Yeah, Borrowed Lantern, when charged, can send out an Aether Pulse that is drawn to the nearest behemoth. And I guess I have 300 chips already. Interesting. I wonder what this does. Frontier Slayer Core. I'm... No idea. Core opened. Okay. I'm so confused. Okay, fine. Tenacious Cell, Blaze Resistant Cell. Slayer Title Core. Oh, okay, I see. Now I need... Okay, so Twitch TV Core still there. Slayer Title Core. Interesting. Okay. And then we just have to... Yep. Okay, so it still counts as another, another hunt. Interesting. So we just need to get a Rogue Drask, then. Interesting. You specifically made the ugliest character you could. That's a pretty easy achievement, honestly. Like, I'll be honest, like, I like the architecture and such, but the character models, I'm not a fan of that art direction. It feels very... I don't know, it's not exactly my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. Oh, there's a guy in all Shrike armor, that's amazing. Already gave himself a title, already has himself with the title and everything. Ah, majority rules, too. Interesting. I just feel like this game will definitely be a lot more approachable for people who've never really played a Monster Hunter game, because it's very fundamental. Like, compared to Monster Hunter World, which has, like, an ungodly number of game titles under its belt. And so a person, like, I'm honestly going, I think I actually will buy Monster Hunter World and give that a shot. Oh, I know this will be RNG of what we get. But, like, hopefully the tutorials are good with Monster Hunter World. I think it'll be approachable for people. They'll be able to actually try it out. Also, I just have a natural inclination to use the Chain Blades. It doesn't really feel like the damage is decreased. You don't get the big numbers, I'll say that much. If you're after big numbers, you're going to be very disappointed with the Chain Blades. But for what they do, you bring the something tells me, like, as you play, you'll bring the damage to the table. Also, I probably should see here. No, actually, it doesn't look like, Yeah, okay, so it looks like it's, on a tiered basis, because it used to be, the goats, depending on the terrain you were on for that stage, would result in the, I guess you'd say, the type of loot you would get. Like, there would be Frozen Hoof, or, or Frozen Tail and such as items, which made, actually getting stuff a little bit more complex, or complicated. So you really had to go out of your way to, you had to really go out of your way to farm things. I'm gonna grab this. definitely made the metals a lot harder to spot this time around. I mean, not the ones on the ridges and such. I just mean, like, the ores. Oops. Oh, that's an dead end. What, did someone already find it? Did I attack you already? Yep, I did. Yep, looks like they actually made everything a personalized loot. All these aether goats or rams running around. Looks like a shrike. You forgot to equip your healing potion? Nah. Don't tell me you used all your healing potions already. If there's actually one thing I would say you should probably actually go out of your way to build, it is probably the, build the Nasher Lantern. Nasher Lantern comes with a, heal DOT. And it's not just for you, it's for your entire team. Notice I'm only getting the hoof. Wow, you guys already just jumped on in again. So many people that are impatient. Just want to get into the fight. I don't blame people for that, but... still, like, you want to collect the ores and such, because... the main reason, actually, I would say you want to collect the ores is they're, aside from actually, like, hunting an animal over and over and over again and relying on getting that RNG, what you want is, if you aren't getting the drops that you want, you're going to be relying on making a baseline of weapons, and that's actually one of the big benefits. Now, it wasn't really well done, originally. I think, like, you should have access to those baseline weapons and armor a lot sooner. That was one of my big criticisms of the game during that phase of the closed beta. Because by the time, like, I would have, like, a tier 4 armor set, the tier 2 weapon I could make with just standard ingredients and stuff was already open. And it was an Asher. My mistake. Yeah, I don't think we should have to actually physically pick up the pieces. Not a huge fan on that. I don't know why I did that. That was actually the wrong button. I think the other huge thing will be the netcode. And no. Yeah, I don't think we should have to actually physically pick up the diffuse essences. I think that's a bad idea. Like, 'cause that just interrupts the flow of the fight. I could easily see that being detrimental in the higher tier of fights. They definitely also, I think they actually might have reduced the damage of the chain blades a little too much. Because if they go the way, like the path of the weapon determines what you're going to be doing to the enemy, or what you can do to the enemy, or the behemoth during the fight, you have to give each weapon a very specific role. And that's going to be very important. Because then I could easily see, like, a lot of fights being like, oh, we need this piece, no chain blades. Like, people just won't allow people to bring chain blades. Or it's like, alright, we just want axes only. That sort of deal. Oh, I'm not I'm not the leader anymore. That's a shame. Yeah, Rogue Drask is what I need. Let me actually see here. Actually, I probably don't even have anything unlocked, do I? Woo. I actually probably should just leave my the party here since I don't have control.
Days like this remind me of Ostia.
Take
Yep.
the fight to the behemoths.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna leave the party here, because that's not helpful. Not being the leader. The party making games in this game, the party making mechanics in this game confuse you. Honestly, it's just more general matchmaking. It's just, you know, you just get paired up with the pugs, unless you make the party in advance. Like the social tab. Yeah, see? So, just accept then, fine. It's pretty, honestly, like, it's definitely cleaned up a bit, honestly, now I'm looking at the social tab. It's okay. Like, you can put in friends' names, you can put in recent players' names, you can create a guild, probably purchase a charter, apparently now, it used to be free. 3 mats, I have no idea who these people are. I'm probably gonna do one more hunt with you, Robbie, and then I want to do things solo. So don't take it as a personal offense and stuff. Like, I want to be able to control my own personal fate. But yeah, I think what I need is the what I need is the Drask. You know, those guys are randos. Okay, so they just got thrown in. Because the big thing people will want to try and pursue is, like, how am I going to make, you know, this armor set, or, you know, the Gnasher armor set, or the Shrike armor set, or, you know, anything upgraded from that. And then there's the general armor sets, and general weapon sets as well. That if you aren't getting the parts broken and stuff, you could still, you know, have at least the bare minimum requirements to do like the next tier of hunting. I think it was like I think it was actually just simply called Steel Weapons, and then there was like the Guardian set. They really went out of their way and changed the music. Yeah, finding the fluxes, that was always important. Nope. Looks like, actually, if you hit it, it's the item's gonna be there. Interesting. So they kept that the same then. Ah. Definitely added a lot more plants. That I can tell you is a fact. Oh, pff. Crap, there's the Drask. Hang on. Can get around you. Can get around you without aggroing you. There we go. One thing I don't want to do. Can I make it? Yes, you can still. Nice. Kinda hope they still make more of that. Those moments where you can actually just make a huge leap. Let's see. I'm honestly curious just how much gathering you're gonna have to do in the actual Monster Hunter World game. Because, like, you spend so much time, like, dead time, I guess we'll call it for now, just kind of running around in this game. Unless you obviously already have the gear and such. Like, when you get to the higher stuff, or you're already geared out, you're not gonna have to worry about, you know, running around and gathering armor pieces and such. Or the metals for the armors. I mean, I guess this kind of makes it a good stream game to a point because of that. If you have a lot of people you could just sit back, you can talk to. Not really have to worry about anything. And it's easy just to look at chat while you're at that, like, doing this running around part. But I definitely think, like, if you've never played a Monster Hunter game before and you want, like, a nice, easy experience, this actually is honestly very friendly. It's very straightforward. It's not super complex. And I think that's probably the basics right. And if you might want to, like, get advanced stuff, it might just be Monster Hunter World, but... it all depends. How well they actually can teach players. I haven't found any metal. This is actually... that's actually surprising. If the flowers are all just for potions and such, then that's gonna be kind of disappointing. There we go, finally some more. Like, they can't make the ore rare. You really can't do that in a game like this. Like, one of the most important things you need to make sure people can have a baseline level of progression. And either you make it with the materials, or you make it through the hunts. Oh, someone attacked a bunch of the goats. I wouldn't stress too much about... I wouldn't stress too much about flowers, unless you're really hurting, for potions. But from my personal experience, the one thing you'll end up running short of isn't so much, the herbs for potions. It's the wisps. Like, you'll end up running out on wisps first. Why wisps are important. Yeah, only 2 tin ore. That kinda sucks. I mean, there's always gonna be a certain level of RNG in finding the stuff, but still. Alright. Come here, buddy. Probably do the smart thing. There we go. Come on, you gonna attack? There you go. And he does another attack. This is like a 3-hit combo, if I remember correctly. Yep, 3-hit combo. One, number 2, and then he'll do number 3. Ooh, that model is out of control. Body launch. Nope. Of course, I'll let that hit me. You know, it'd be interesting if actually if the weakness was right, like if I'm hitting something or I'm supposed to, it's a certain, it's one color and then the other one's a different color. Oh, there's the tail. God, I feel like I'm fighting just slower just simply because I know what the advanced enemies do. Well, at least he didn't go far. That's the other good thing, like if you've collected all your stuff, then you could just go back into the fight. Probably gonna have to dodge. Excuse me, pardon me. There we go. I wouldn't get an ego yet, Robbie. You just started out. These are the weakest of the weak. Player rank 4. Another Frontier Core. I think if anything, I'm going to disband the party since I'm almost done for tonight. And I'm going to see what the next quest line is going to be like. So I'm going to be leaving the party. Nice. Sounds good, man. Have fun with your doubles. let's take a look and see. Let's see. Social. Party. There we are. Okay. And 2 quests to turn in for reward.
Hello there.
Control duty and seek and
Nice
destroy.
work. I mean that.
Good work, Rook. Keep this up and we might just keep the city in one piece.
Hope you're ready for action.
The work out there in the Sheltered Frontier is really doing some good, but we're running into a hell of a lot of behemoths out beyond the frontier. It's got the region questioning whether my approach is working or not. To be completely frank with you, and once you lose the confidence of the region of Ramsgate, it's tough to earn back. We need some wins to prove the training is going to keep Ramsgate safe, or you might turn to mercenaries like the Crimson Blades to take over Ramgate's protection. They're effective at what they do, but if Bolvar Rosk trains the next generation of Slayers, the city might survive, but it sure won't be a place anyone decent would want to live. Form a party with and hunt any 2 behemoths in the Sheltered Frontier. Okay.
Behemoths better watch out.
Dr. Priani's quite the expert when it comes to behemoths, but she sure could use some people skills, eh? I'm glad you were able to get the information she needed. I'll make sure she gets it. I don't like that the text is overlapping the quest.
We're done here.
What?
Good to see you.
Oh, okay, I guess I already overlapped it then. Let's see. And take a look at this here real quick. Let's go there. Go Frontier, Frontier Slayer Corps, Slayer Title Corps. Guess a Frontier Corps? Tough Cell, Rending Cell, Frost Resistant Cells. Okay, so this is all definitely new stuff. Let's open the Frontier Slayer Corps. We're opened. Evasive Fury Cell, Brutal Recovery Cell. This is very... It's hard. I'm having a hard time figuring out how they're going to do progression in this game now. That's a lot of different items.
Welcome, welcome.
Can I still only... Wow, I can still only do the basics.
Beware Borman blades.
Hello, Slayer.
Crafting... Still only borrowed stuff.
Aether is on the wind.
Oh?
Take care, Slayer.
Is there... Do I only have that one quest? Actually, that might be it. Kill any 2 rogue behemoths, prove yourself by earning Slayer rank 5. Okay, that makes sense. So that's probably what I'm gonna have to do then. Is just do, I will say, the controls in terms of navigating the menu with the gamepad are terrible. Not that great. Destroy. Is active. Okay, these are all completed then. Alright. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to play a little bit more. To actually move beyond the starting quests. But they definitely look like they nerfed the chain blades. It's interesting to now physically see numbers. Because they used to be hidden. And I think a lot of people will definitely try and go for numbers, but I think will be the smarter thing is if each of these weapons actually contribute. And they should really say, like, how they really contribute. Because if the chain blades is just damage, I can easily see a lot of people just saying, no, we don't want chain blade users because you only do damage. You're not effective at cutting off parts of the behemoth when that might become more important. But that still depends on how the crafting system turns out and how the progression is. But that's gonna do it for me tonight. I'm gonna stop for tonight. I might play this a little bit more on the side, so I might be doing some progression on my own personal time if I decide to play this game a little bit more. But I definitely wanted to give this game a second shot and kind of show it in a better light than the previous closed beta patch. Because I barely played the game at all in relation to just simply me ranting and trying to explain everything in great detail, and also give my personal feedback after playing the game for quite a, for, I don't know, I probably would say around maybe 40, 50 hours, and kind of getting more or less stuck. But as for who is streaming tonight, looks like we actually have a couple people streaming right now. There's Meds, he's actually streaming Pokemon Crystal. Mio Hello is doing his Game Shark's Secret Santa, which is apparently Kururin. And finally, there's Proton John. He is doing a game clearing night. So he's actually doing, he's trying to beat 52 games in the year. I actually beat quite a few this year. I beat like 46, maybe 48 actually. I was very close to actually beating 52 games this year myself, just by my normal streaming habits. But go check all of them out. Budameds, Mio Hello, and Proton John. That's gonna do it for me tonight. Hope you have enjoyed checking out a little bit Behemoth, at least the start of the game. You can actually buy into the closed beta if you want right now, or you can wait. I believe they're trying to go for an open beta in 2018. But until then, though, thank you very much for watching, and until then, take care.